right, we're live. We're live. I want to see if we've got the. Do we have the mic? Is the mic working? Let's see here. Make sure we get this going. It may take just a minute here. I'm also trying a new thing. I was actually trying to schedule the live, but hit go live. So I don't know if I'm actually. Yes, okay, we can hear me. Okay, excellent. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, very good. You can put your questions in the live chat. If I'm not able to get to all the questions or miss a question or two, I'm putting my email address here. You can email me. We're going to be talking about how you can remove those hard inquiries. Let me tell you something. I was in a dealership just the other day. Sometimes I go in there just to see how they be treating us, how they treat us and try and trap us up. They always say things. So the one thing that I know, they'll always say, and it's something I want to talk to you about, because hard inquiries, get a lot of hard inquiries at the dealership. And we're talking about how you can get those removed. These dealerships will tell you all sorts of things. I was talking to a salesperson. He was like, well, we could probably get you a better rate than your credit union, and I just need to know how I can do for you. I told him I had my own financing. I don't need it. I don't want it. Oh, well, no, we can put you through that anyway, and, we could probably do better, and, no, I don't want it. Well, let me see what I can do for you. We're going to try. Why would they push so hard? Unless it's a way for them to make money, right? It's not like they're pushing hard to get you some free tires or some free maintenance, right? They're pushing hard for, well, let me try and put you into our financing. We can do better for you, and let's get you that extended warranty and all this stuff, because they make money on it. The lender is also selling the product. Now, if that doesn't sound like a conflict of interest, I don't know what is, right? So individuals go into the dealership and they say, no, I don't want this service. Well, they try all sorts of different things. Well, if you want to take the car today, you can take it and we can see, and you can go get your stuff from the credit union or whatever. But if you want to take the car today, we're gonna have to put you through financing, which means run your credit. If you take that car off the lot before it is paid for, they're going to run your credit. Okay? Do not fall for these tactics and tricks. And so individuals get all these hard inquiries, 15, 20, 30, 50 hard inquiries, and they need to know how to remove them. So we're going to be going over some tactics and strategies right here. So first and foremost, we've got the letters, and we have follow-up letters as well to send to the credit bureaus and to the creditors who put this on, these non-account holding inquiries. Okay. So I contacted the below creditors, and they have no proof I initiated such inquiries, no written authorization, and failed to provide any permissible purpose under Section 604 of the Fair Credit Reporting Act, permissible purpose of consumer reports, U.S. Code 1681B. So in general, they're subject to these stipulations that state they have to get an offer for credit by a consumer to furnish that report for legitimate business needs, information connected with business transactions for credit, initiated by the consumer. If it wasn't initiated by the consumer, like I said, no, don't run my credit, and let me go for this test drive, and let me try this out, and you're not going to run my credit. Even when I go test drive, oh, you're not going to run my credit, right? Because they'll try to put you through their financing at any stage of the game. They will say all sorts of things to try to get their loans through to you because they can mark them up. And here's the other thing. Even if they can do better, right? They say, oh, well, you got 3%, the credit union, we do 2%. I'm not interested in it. Not interested in it because y'all are making extra on the interest. Of course, they want you to get their loan because you're not buying just the car from them at that point. The credit union may make a little bit on interest. And, when you've got 2%, 3% because you've got good credit, it's small. It's a few $1,000 probably over the life of the loan. But that adds up for the dealership. And they say, oh, well, we could do this 10, 15, 20, 30, 150 million times. And they make a lot more. So, of course, they're interested in getting you in there. They don't care about your credit and your hard inquiries, all that stuff, okay? Bronco says was at 750 with a 50K in available credit. Now they're dealing with a 500. So many collections and defaults that I can't even count. Your process worked for me once, okay? This is my second time. Should be interesting. Post-COVID credit rehab. Post-pandemic credit rehab. So this individual, Bronco, I'm saying, hey, I repaired my credit once, got up into the 770s, had 50K worth of available credit. Hey, had some stuff happen during the pandemic. I'm going around the second time now. Can you clean up your credit a second time? Is it possible to clean your credit up again? Yes. Yes. Okay. Yes, it's possible. A lot of times people may feel down. They're like, oh, well, I had some stuff happen in the pandemic, or I didn't know what was going on with this payment or that payment. Yes, credit repair is always available to you. Okay. 609creditrepair.com. We can do the work for you here at the Awesome Life Group. Okay. Please give the video a thumbs up. Please give the live stream a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Okay. And if you have any questions, you can also reach out to me via email. Okay. Via email, or you can put your questions right here in the live stream. Bronco says, on it. Absolutely. You can get to the other side. All right. So that's what you can send to the hard inquiries to the bureaus, but you can also send letters directly to the creditors demanding that they provide this information, this proof. Okay. A lot of times they'll say, oh yeah, well, we had proof and this and that, but they don't. They don't have anything to provide to show that you signed off on that you agreed to allow them to put you through funding and financing. This is what you want to make sure to let them know. Don't be putting me through this. All right. So you send your letters to the bureaus, send your letters to the creditors. All right. Getting these negative, nasty, erroneous items off. Trish says, thank you for your letters, Brandon. My score has gone up 143 points so far with the first 2 rounds of letters. Still going strong. Thanks for all the information you provide. You're very welcome, Trish Clark. Glad to be here, to be of service, to be able to help you get to the other side. All right. Now, got some individual who wrote in and said, hey, I sent a letter to a collector, okay? And now they're requesting me that I send more information, okay? They're saying, oh, well, we don't know who you are, and this, that, and the third. Typically, with a collector, sending letters to the collectors, they don't need all that information, the ID, the social, all that stuff, okay? This is a stall tactic. We have a specific stall tactic letter, and you can follow up with your next round of letters with them, and you can complain to the CFPB about it. Okay? You can dispute this junk even if they're trying to not allow you to dispute. That CFPB helps you go around them BSing you, doing silly nonsense like that, okay? Another thing the collectors may want to do is say, hey, are you guys familiar with this tactic? Got an email right here. Had a collector who just never wrote back, all right? I sent them debt validation letter twice, and they also did not put my account in dispute, with the bureaus, which is potential violation that you can utilize. All right. And now they're just ignoring. So you can send your non-response letter. You can tell them, hey, look, you didn't put my account in dispute like you were supposed to, okay, with the bureaus, and that's a potential violation. And if you don't remove this right now, and I'm complaining to the CFPB, you can let the CFPB know right away what they're doing, okay? This is a potential violation. And I'm going to bring this violation up right now, okay, if they don't put this in there. So they failed to report a debt in dispute to the credit bureaus. This protection afforded to you under the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, FDCPA. Potential $1,000 fine. Okay. Can't give any legal or financial advice, but potential $1,000 fine. Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, Section 8078. So they can't simply ignore. If you dispute and they don't respond, that's one potential violation. But if they just ignore it and they don't put your negative, nasty, erroneous, unverified collection in dispute with the bureaus, potential $1,000 fine on the Fair Credit Reporting Act, Section 807. So it's 2. So you can add that in there. Hey, just letting you know, potential violation, 807. You need to delete this immediately. And you can let the CFPB know about this as well. Rich says, my credit is messed up. All right, Rich, what you got on there? Maybe we can help you get to the other side. DC's in the house as well today. Brandon, hey, how's everything today? Very good. Good to see everybody on a Friday. We'll probably start doing more Friday lives as well. Leo, you're the man. How many inquiries can I dispute in one letter? Okay, so if you got a bunch of hard inquiries, right? Over 90 days, non-account holding inquiries, you can list them all on your disputes to the bureaus with special hard inquiry letters just for that, okay? If you've got some that you want to send to the creditors, okay, you can list that are all with that creditor. Typically, they're probably spread out, so you're probably gonna have to spend specific letters to the creditors. But if you got multiple collections with a specific collector, you can list all those on the collection validation letters. If you have specific hard inquiries with the creditor, you can list that on that letter, with the hard inquiry letter to that creditor. You can list all that you have with each bureau to those bureaus on those letters. All right, Lena, happy to catch you live. Lena says, great. What's the best situation for dismissed bankruptcy? Okay. So we have special dismissed bankruptcy letter that is very, very solid. It talks about how the bankruptcy may not have actually been adjudicated. It no longer exists in the eyes of the law. How can they maintain it? But it's also probably sitting on LexisNexis. So you want to dispute it with LexisNexis and the 3 credit bureaus. And you can do that with the special dismissed bankruptcy letter. And in a specific situation with the dismissed bankruptcy, you can dispute with LexisNexis and 3 bureaus at the same time. All right. 609creditrepair.com. We can do the work for you at the Awesome Life Group. All right. There's a charge off and it lists a balance. Okay. So a charge off may have a balance. However, if it's been charged off and it's been sent to the collector, there's only supposed to be one balance. Either the collector has the balance or the charge-off has the balance, the original creditor. And I noticed that on my own credit reports. I was like, why is there a balance here and there's a balance there? So yes, if it's with a collector, there's 2 balances. This is one of the inaccuracies that can be disputed along with the unverified accounts. And you have 2 things that you can dispute right out of the gate, right out of the bat, without knowing anything else that might be on your reports or any other violations or inaccuracies or unverified information on there. Leo also said, by the way, my credit has increased 49 points since subscribing and using the letters and the techniques. Big thanks. Thumbs up. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yes, Celia. All right. You can send your next round of letters. This collector from a few years ago, they're quote unquote saying, oh, it was validated, verified, validated. Send your next round of letters. As you said, they haven't sent any proof. They haven't sent anything to you. They're just checking the box. Pencil penciling it, pencil whipping it, we used to say in the military. Okay. DC, Brandon, you mentioned using 3 revolving accounts, paying them off every month. Is there a minimum amount that I should be using on the card? Well, a minimum amount, not so much. You can utilize them as you would cash. That's usually a pretty good rule of thumb as to, paying your gas, your bills, your what have you. And that usually will be enough. But you want to keep it under. You don't want to use up more than probably, if you can, more than 10% of your utilization on any one card and 10% over the entire utilization of all your credit. Okay. So if you can do that, and then if you have to pay it off a little bit sooner to keep it under 10%, that's your good rule of thumb there, and you don't want to carry a balance. Should I dispute all the negative items at once? Yes, if you can, do so with the bureaus. If for some reason you have over, and again, hard inquiries go on their own special letters. But if for some reason you have over 20, 25, somewhere in there, then they might start to think, well, this is frivolous, this is too many. Chances are you don't have that many. I had 15 negative accounts on each one of my credit bureaus. Maybe you have 20, maybe 25, but it's probably not the case. But if you do, you could split it up into 2 letters. And so what you might do is you might put, 20 on one letter, dispute, see what comes off. Then some things might come off. Just add the next round of letters, round 2, with the remaining accounts. That's a possibility as well. Or you can split it up into 2 first rounds if you've got a lot. But typically most people don't have more than 20, 25. You're usually all right. Hey, I did a round 1 and a few items were deleted off of my credit reports, but I haven't received anything in the mail. Is this normal? Okay. So if you have not received anything in the mail, again, you want to make sure they have 30 calendar days to postmark your response from when they get the letters. Okay. So if it has been outside that time, maybe the mail's running a little slow or whatever. If it has been outside that time and you've seen negative items come off your credit reports and you have the ability to dispute the next wave, the next round, the next stuff that may still be sitting there, because this is great. You got some deletions here. All right. In round 1, it's fantastic. You can dispute the next wave with what you still see on there, and you can send the non-response letters. Hey, I know you did, you remove these negative items, but you need to send me updated reports. You got to respond. That's part of it too. Okay. And like we talked about, not only do they have to do their independent investigation, they've got to list the stuff in dispute. They've got to stop the collection activity while the investigation happens, and they've got to respond to you. There's all these steps. That's why in the mail is solid. That's the strongest way, because it makes it a little bit harder on them. So you can send the non-response round 2 and get these negative, nasty, erroneous items off of there. Okay. Lena, 609creditrepair.com. You get the Beyond Committed package. That's our biggest package. I got everything you need to walk you through the process, the videos, the system. Okay. Connie says, man, missing 1 payment took the score down about 30 points when I've been on time for months and months and months. Yes, late payments can be very derogatory, but here's the thing. You keep paying on time and they see that. You can send your goodwill letters. You can send your late payment dispute letters to the bureaus. You can dispute the unverified late payments with the bureaus with the 609 dispute letters. You can get that stuff updated positive. A lot of times people will say, or the companies will say, oh, well, we've got to, we can't do that, and we got to report everything not everything has to be reported. Everything that is reported must be 100% accurate per the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Just because they want to report stuff is different. And so they'll say, oh, well, we have to report. No, you've seen things. I'm sure people right here right now are like, man, I got some positive stuff that may not be reporting all 3 bureaus. I've got stuff from a few years ago that is not reporting, which is probably good because it's outside that rebound period. It's old. I had a late payment from 6 years ago, right? Or 5 years ago or 4 years ago. That's still within the statute of limitation, but they're not reporting it because it's old. They don't have to report everything. They'll say that though. They'll try to BS and play games and that kind of stuff. Not everything has to. You can get that updated positive, okay? Private student loan was deleted because the school was closed. Awesome. Good work, TD Grace. Excellent. Well, hey, that's great. So, looks like it was closed out. I don't know. Were you the co-signer of that? Asking about the co-signer in that situation. It's still on the co-signer's reports. Are you the co-signer? I'm trying to understand what that means. Okay, great. Well, that's great. Private student loan deleted from the credit reports. Deleted. Very good. TransUnion score is 700 plus. All right. Other reports in the 600s. Okay. I'm not sure what you're saying. So TransUnion is 700 plus, but the other reports are okay. So I'm assuming the other reports are the ones that you were referring to, that they're trying to play games and they don't want to do these disputes and that kind of stuff. Okay. So if you've got negative items removed from TransUnion, okay, and you can prove that and you can show the other reports. Say, hey, got this negative, nasty, erroneous items off. Send your next round of letters, or if you're starting those letters, and get this junk out of there. Oftentimes, what will happen after a period of time is that the bureaus will start to become standardized. They're supposed to. They have the same reporting system, the same Metro 2 reporting system, and they're supposed to standardize. So if something gets removed, usually they start to follow suit, and disputing it could speed up the process. Okay. PETA, medical collection just hit your credit reports. Okay. So you can dispute this medical stuff with medical, okay, with medical bills. On the 609 dispute letters, you can put, that's for medical collections, you can put unverified account / no contract. And you do the same thing with the collectors, okay? Collectors, you send your collection validation letter, you can dispute, hey, demand validation, no contract as well with medical, okay? Question. There was a question there. Okay, I'm gonna double check here. Thomas asks, can you dispute an open account with late payments on it? How to remove the whole account? How to ? Okay. So if the account is open and you're utilizing it and you have late payments, you're going to want to dispute just those late payments because you're still using it. You still have good history on it. And if you were to remove the entire account, it may actually not help your credit score as much as getting the late payments updated to positive. Okay. If it's closed out, it's got all these late payments, it's holding you down and you're not using it, and you may not, have all that great history on it, you have the option. Okay. You could dispute the entire account and potentially get that removed, or you could try to get just the late payments updated and keep all good on time payment history. The two are available to you when something gets closed out. Now, if it gets closed out because it's a charge off or it's a collection, then of course you want to dispute the entire account. And how do you delete, how do you dispute the entire account? You can add the entire account and the partial account number onto the 609 dispute letters and dispute with the bureaus or the collectors if they're with collectors. With the account numbers, I had an individual ask about these account numbers. Do you need the full account number for the collector as well? The partial account number typically is enough, and oftentimes the collector has an account number, account something as well, account reference number, something as well in their system. So they have the collection account and the original account number. You can put both. You could put one or the other, something that they can identify as well. Typically in my scenario, I would just put both. Both is typically what we do, and that's very solid. They can't wiggle, oh, well, we don't know what you're talking about, and we're not sure which one is really, and did you this and that. So, yeah. Lena says, Brandon, can I do anything about the account starting to report again after bankruptcy dismissed. Oh, so the accounts probably stopped reporting during the bankruptcy, but it was dismissed, so the negative items are reported as negative. Well, if they're charge-offs, they're collections, they're old, they're negative, you can dispute those as well. Now, it just depends on what your situation was. I'm not sure with your reports, but you can always email me. This is general consultation here, just a little bit more general, but anyone can email me, your information. We can get more specific, we can get more in depth, help you get to the other side. I'm telling you, the better we are with the specificity of things, maybe seeing the report, seeing what's going on, I'll be able to help even further. Yes, Automac. So perhaps Automac, you're coming in a little bit later, but yes, we discussed this. Do I show proof the other bureaus removed? It says two of the credit bureaus deleted charge-off credit cards, charge-off accounts removed from the credit bureaus. How awesome is that? But one of the bureaus is still trying to play games. So do I show proof the other bureaus? Yes, you can show proof. You can send your dispute letters in your next round. And I'm very impressed. You're doing the right things. You're here on the live asking these questions. It's very good. This kind of stuff holds people back. People may not know. Automax says, your system works, Brandon. Thank you. I appreciate you. Okay. This is what's important with this junk, getting it out of the way, because it can hold you back. It can be problematic as far as, getting new lines or getting a home, building wealth, that kind of stuff. You don't want to be hindered for 5, 6, 7 years when they don't have the right proof, the right, stuff to keep these unverified, negative, nasty, erroneous items on there. Okay. Now, I'm going to put my email address in here again. I appreciate you all so very much. We're going to start doing a few more lives. As you see, I'm coming in on a Friday as well. Hopefully we can do more Fridays and Saturdays and all this good stuff. We can do more live streams. Okay. 609creditrepair.com. We can do the work for you at theawesomelifegroup.com. All right. Please give this a thumbs up. We got a few other questions. I apologize here. I'm going to put my email address here. You can email me your questions as well. Let's see. I didn't remove old addresses and old work history. And I apologize if I miss anything. I'm looking here in the camera and then I put my stuff there. You can utilize the personal profile letter. And we have one that we have in the Beyond Commitment package, and we use at the Awesome Life Group to dispute and update. The idea is to show them one good address, one good name, and say this other stuff, maybe there's misspellings. Maybe we got middle initial, maybe we got junior, maybe we got, people have had their parents' names on there, their brothers' names, or their sisters, whatever, siblings, this, that, and the third on there, old employers. You can adjust all that. And you want to clean that stuff up in that section up, because it can help not only make you look more stable, they like that, but also helps you disassociate from old, obsolete, and outdated information. All right. So you can do this 609creditrepair.com. You get the Beyond Commitment package, or we can do the work for you at theawesomelifegroup.com. All right. Collector closed accounts with one of the bureaus. A collector, negative item, collector, closed an account with the bureau. What does that mean? So it's often done to get people to hopefully stop disputing. So the collector will see it's open, you dispute it, they're like, oh, we'll just close it. And then hopefully individuals will say, oh, well, it's closed now, and maybe that's okay. But it's still on the reports, it's still negative, it's still holding you back. You can dispute that again. And you're heading in the right direction. The collector already knows they're playing games, trying to close things out to make sure that you kind of leave them alone so you don't keep asking. Because the collector didn't provide any proof, any documentation, didn't provide anything. Oftentimes they try to provide a statement and try and get over on that, and that's not enough. Okay. So what does it mean? It means that they are nervous, that they're trying to close it out, trying to make it seem like they're helping you out, but they're not. They're trying to get you to stop disputing. You can send your next round of letters. You can send your dispute. The next negative, nasty, erroneous time that they try to put something on there, these next items are probably going to get out of there. They're already closing it. They're already getting nervous. 609creditrepair.com. We can do the work for the awesomelifegroup.com. Please give the video a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. And until I see you in person, I will see you on the other side. Thank you.